Gal Gadot is going to be in the live-action Snow White. That is correct.
Disney is spiraling. Their live-action Snow White was supposed to be a nostalgic billion-dollar fairy tale. Instead, it became a PR nightmare, a box office flop, and the center of one of the ugliest celebrity feuds in recent memory. But the real story here isn't about numbers. It's about betrayal, backstabbing, and a press tour that turned into total chaos. And the most shocking part? This wasn't just a movie that failed, it was a meltdown from the inside out. Let's not sugarcoat it. Snow White tanked. While Minecraft raked in over $300 million in its opening weekend, Snow White barely crossed $160 million worldwide. And that's after months of promotion and 2 rounds of expensive reshoots. What should have been a crown jewel for Disney became an embarrassing statistic. But this wasn't just a numbers issue. Behind the scenes, the real mess was just starting. From the beginning, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot were positioned as the stars of a modernized Snow White. But according to insiders, their relationship was rocky from the start. They didn't just have creative differences, there were political and personal clashes that escalated during the second round of reshoots. Director Mark Webb reportedly had to step in to diffuse tension on multiple occasions. What should have been minor disagreements turned into full-on standoffs. By the time reshoots wrapped, the energy on set was toxic, and Disney knew it. Disney, now fully aware that their $200 million princess film was heading straight for disaster, turned to damage control. CEO Bob Iger tried to paint a picture of harmony, photos of Gal and Rachel smiling, vague quotes about sisterhood, and carefully crafted interviews. But every attempt to fake unity fell apart. The public wasn't buying it, and the stars weren't playing along. And then came the plan that would push everything over the edge. Disney scheduled a joint appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, a major media move designed to silence rumors and reframe the narrative. The goal? Have Rachel and Gal sit side by side, laugh off the drama, and blame the backlash on online trolls. What Disney didn't expect was Gal saying no. Reportedly, Gal Gadot refused to appear with Rachel. She pulled out of the appearance, canceled all upcoming photo shoots, and told Disney she wanted nothing to do with Rachel Zegler ever again, not on stage, not in photos, not in public. And that's when everything came crashing down. Days before the Kimmel taping, Gal and Rachel were scheduled for a rehearsal at ABC Studios. But instead of smoothing things over, things exploded. Gal allegedly told Rachel directly, "You're the reason this movie failed." Rachel fired back. The confrontation turned heated. Disney executives tried to intervene, but it was too late. Gal walked out, and with her, any hope of controlling the damage. The entire Kimmel appearance was scrapped. And worse, so were Disney's plans to turn public criticism into a political talking point. Here's where it gets even messier. Sources say Disney had planned to shift the conversation on Kimmel by painting criticism of the film as politically motivated, blaming far-right voices, and framing Rachel as a victim of online hate. Gal reportedly had no idea this was the plan until she saw the rehearsal script. She was furious. Gal didn't want to be used to push a political narrative, especially not one that could damage her brand further. She walked out, told producers she was done, and left Disney scrambling for answers. The aftermath was brutal. Disney executives quietly made the decision. Neither Rachel nor Gal would be asked back for future projects. The studio viewed the failed press tour as sabotage, from both actresses, but especially Rachel. She continued to make political statements online, despite Disney's repeated attempts to silence the noise. One Disney producer's son even called her out on Instagram, sparking another mini-scandal that only added fuel to the fire. Behind closed doors, the message was clear. Rachel had become unmanageable. Public opinion started to shift. Gal, while not getting glowing reviews for her performance, was praised for staying professional. She backed out quietly, didn't blast Disney, and avoided social media spats. Rachel, on the other hand, doubled down, posting, commenting, and politicizing every turn of the controversy. Gal had originally tried to play nice. She even agreed to appear with Rachel on The View before that plan fell apart too. But after being dragged into a press tour disaster, she finally drew the line. Some fans say it was karma. Others say Gal was just protecting her career. Either way, the damage was done. Bob Iger and Disney's board are still in damage control mode. They're desperately trying to keep the film alive during its final days in theaters, but the public isn't interested. No matter how they spin it, Snow White is seen as a total failure. And with Minecraft's success overshadowing it completely, there's no coming back. The Kimmel fiasco was just the last nail in the coffin. So here we are, a $200 million film buried by bad press, internal feuds, and one of the most mismanaged PR campaigns in recent Hollywood history. Gal Gadot walked away with her reputation mostly intact. Rachel Zegler, not so much. And Disney? They've been left picking up the pieces of a film that was doomed long before it hit theaters. But here's the question. Was this just a case of poor casting, or did Disney's attempt to rewrite a classic fairy tale unleash something even more dangerous? Ego, politics, and total chaos behind the curtain? Let us know what you think in the comments.